surroundings. As you can hear, the ventilation systems are working overtime to keep the air breathable.
Deep within this granite monolith lies the Inverted Mega Project, a 100-story command center designed to withstand a direct nuclear strike. At these extreme depths, the lithostatic pressure exceeds 15,000 tons per square meter, threatening to crush any conventional concrete structure. To counter this, engineers utilized the massive TBM, a tunnel boring machine equipped with polycrystalline diamond compact cutters to penetrate the rock. The primary sequence begins with the excavation of a vertical shaft, 60 meters in diameter, descending through ancient, unyielding geological layers. Every meter of descent requires the immediate application of B100 high-strength concrete rings, reinforced with specialized carbon steel mesh. The goal is not just a hole in the ground, but a reinforced shield capable of isolating the inner core from supersonic shockwaves. In military engineering, a surface nuclear blast generates seismic waves that travel through rock faster than the speed of sound. Standard underground bunkers would be pulverized by the sheer acceleration, but this project utilizes a revolutionary decoupling solution. Behold the heart of the system. A massive network of 120 megatall hydraulic pistons, each 4 meters in diameter. These pistons are forged from a chrome manganese steel alloy, chosen for its extreme resistance to material fatigue under stress. The core of the command center, weighing over 200,000 tons, does not touch the cavern floor. It floats on a bed of pressurized silicone oil. This viscous fluid is engineered for thermal stability, converting kinetic energy from explosions into manageable heat energy via throttle valves. Sensors detect microseismic activity in milliseconds, adjusting the hydraulic pressure to keep the internal core perfectly leveled and isolated. The tolerance for this movement is critical. The system allows for a 2-meter displacement in any direction without hitting the outer shell. The verticality of this project creates a logistical nightmare. Every ton of excavated granite must be lifted 500 meters straight up. Engineers deployed a continuous high-speed conveyor system anchored directly into the shaft walls to handle the massive volume of debris. Simultaneously, the inner core assembly begins. We are looking at a modular construction process where each level is prefabricated on the surface. These modules, weighing up to 600 tons, are lowered using a heavy-lift gantry crane system with millimeter-level precision sensors. The connection points between the floating core and the hydraulic dampening system are the most vulnerable parts of the entire architecture. Each joint undergoes high-intensity X-ray scanning to detect microscopic fractures in the steel lattice that could expand under blast pressure. Look at the cladding. The outer shell is coated with a specialized lead polymer composite to shield the sensitive electronics from radiation. The manufacturing of this shielding required a dedicated facility where lead is chemically bonded to the polymer at high temperatures. Beneath the main command floors, we find the life support systems. This is the industrial lungs of the inverted skyscraper. Oxygen is not drawn from the surface. It is generated through an automated electrolysis process using massive water reservoirs at the base. Nitrogen levels are strictly regulated by an AI-driven atmospheric control unit to prevent fire hazards in this pressurized environment. The waste heat generated by the massive servers is captured by a liquid cooling grid, circulating through the deep geothermal heat sinks. Every pump in this cooling grid is redundant. If one fails, 3 others are ready to engage within less than a second. We are now entering the power generation sector, where a small modular reactor provides 200 megawatts of clean, isolated energy. This reactor is encased in a secondary containment vessel made of reinforced tungsten steel, capable of surviving a localized internal failure. The stability of the nuclear core is paramount. It sits on a dedicated vibration-dampening plinth made of high-density lead rubber bearings. Adjacent to the power sector is the data hub, housing thousands of liquid-cooled servers processing global strategic intelligence in real time. To prevent data corruption during an electromagnetic pulse, the entire room is encased in a dual-layer Faraday cage made of copper mesh. We're moving into the logistics level, where automated guided vehicles, or AGVs, transport heavy components along magnetic floor tracks. Every AGV is equipped with LiDAR sensors to navigate the tight industrial corridors without human intervention or any risk of collision. Observe the vertical transit system. Unlike standard elevators, these CANs utilize linear induction motors to move vertically and horizontally. This allows for rapid deployment of emergency teams to any of the 100 levels within seconds during a high alert scenario. In the structural assembly area, CHAR, 2 engineers are using ultrasonic scanners to inspect the integrity of the secondary support beams. The tolerance for structural deflection is less than 0.5 millimeters. Anything beyond that triggers an automatic reinforcement protocol. The primary air filtration bank is now visible. It uses high-efficiency particulate air filters combined with activated carbon and UVC sterilization. This system can neutralize chemical or biological agents, ensuring the air remains breathable even if the surface environment becomes toxic. Water reclamation is equally sophisticated. Grey water is processed through a multi-stage reverse osmosis plant located at level 85. The recycled water is then remineralized and stored in massive titanium tanks, providing an infinite loop of hydration for the personnel. In the communication center, satellite uplinks are phased through reinforced granite shafts to reach the surface antennas disguised as rock formations. These signals are encrypted using quantum key distribution, making the command center's transmissions virtually impossible to intercept or decrypt. The outer shell is not just concrete. It is a layered defense system featuring shock-absorbing foam sandwiched between titanium alloy plates. These plates are joined using friction stir welding, a technique that ensures the seams are as strong as the parent material itself. In the stress testing bay, a scale model of the THP is subjected to massive hydraulic presses, simulating the weight of an entire mountain. Engineers monitor the strain gauges, looking for any deviation in the structural geometry that could indicate a catastrophic failure point. Next, we observe the thermal shielding test. High-energy plasma torches blast the lead polymer coating to simulate the heat of a nearby explosion. The material must dissipate the heat within seconds without melting or releasing toxic gases into the internal ventilation network. Deep within the granite, the groundwater management system is working at peak capacity to prevent hydrostatic pressure from cracking the shell. Massive French-made pumps are arranged in a circular formation, extracting thousands of gallons of seepage every minute to maintain dryness. The internal atmosphere is maintained at a slight positive pressure to ensure that no external contaminants can leak into the command center. In the medical wing, a fully automated surgical suite is ready to handle casualties, operated by AI-assisted robotic surgeons and remote specialists. Food supplies for 2,000 personnel are stored in vacuum-sealed cryogenic vaults, capable of preserving nutrition for over a decade. Hydroponic farms, located at level 40, provide fresh produce using specialized LED spectra to maximize yield in the absence of sunlight. Every single bolt and fastener used in the assembly is laser engraved with a unique serial number for total supply chain traceability. We are now approaching the halfway point of our descent, where the sheer engineering audacity of this project becomes undeniable.
These massive hydraulic systems are the backbone of the operation, capable of lifting incredible weights around the clock.
The vertical stability of the 100-story core relies on a complex lattice of inter-story tension cables made of synthetic aramid fibers. These cables are designed to absorb vertical oscillations, preventing the upper floors from collapsing into the lower levels during heavy tremors. Every connection point is monitored by fiber optic strain sensors that transmit data to the central AI at the speed of light. In the lower mechanical decks, we find the emergency coolant reserve, 10 million liters of chemically treated deionized water stored in carbon fiber tanks. This reserve is enough to keep the nuclear reactor core stable for 30 days, even if all external water sources are severed. Observe the heavy-duty airlocks at level 75. They are designed to withstand an overpressure of 500 psi from a blast wave. The locking mechanism utilizes a quadruple redundant hydraulic bolt system, ensuring a perfect seal even if the primary power grid fails. Inside the data vaults, the servers are shielded by mu metal plates to protect long-term magnetic storage from intense static magnetic fields. Technicians from CHAR 2 are currently calibrating the laser interferometer system used to detect geological shifts as small as 1 micron. This level of precision is mandatory. In a deep underground environment, a shift of a single millimeter could indicate an impending cave-in. The fire suppression system does not use water. It utilizes high-pressure nitrogen gas to displace oxygen in high-voltage electrical zones. This prevents short circuits and equipment damage while effectively suffocating any incipient fire within 4 seconds of detection. Looking at the structural ribs, we see the application of a piezoelectric coating that generates electricity from the rock's natural vibrations. While the energy output is small, it provides a fail-safe power source for the most critical emergency lighting and sensors. The waste management plant at level 80 converts all biological waste into inert ash using high-temperature plasma gasification technology. The structural ribs of the lower levels are reinforced with high-entropy alloys, providing unmatched resistance to both extreme cold and heat. These alloys are cast in a specialized vacuum induction furnace, ensuring zero impurities within the metallic crystal structure for maximum strength. Engineers from CHAR 2 are now installing the secondary seismic dampening rings, which encircle the core at level 85 to prevent twisting. This anti-torsion system uses massive carbon fiber struts, each capable of absorbing the rotational energy of a localized earthquake magnitude 7. The primary communication shaft is lined with silver-plated copper, creating a massive waveguide that ensures signal integrity even during intense interference. This shaft leads directly to the surface antennas, which are protected by explosive-resistant ceramic radomes that blend into the natural rock landscape. In the cryogenic fuel bay, liquid nitrogen is stored at -196 degrees Celsius to provide emergency cooling for the servers. The storage tanks are vacuum insulated and monitored by ultrasonic level sensors to prevent any risk of overpressurization or leakage. A complex network of pneumatic tubes facilitates the rapid movement of physical documents and biological samples between the various research levels. These tubes use compressed argon gas to move capsules at speeds of up to 60 km per hour throughout the vertical structure. The lower maintenance decks are patrolled by quadruped robots equipped with thermal cameras to identify overheating electrical components before they fail. These robots utilize advanced AI to navigate the labyrinth of pipes and cables, performing routine inspections without the need for human presence. Looking at the heavy-duty power transformers, we see a massive liquid immersion cooling system that prevents overheating during peak energy demand. The dielectric fluid used in these transformers is biodegradable and has a flash point significantly higher than traditional mineral oils. Every layer of the inverted mega project is a testament to human ingenuity, pushing the boundaries of what is possible in underground engineering. The stability of the primary vertical axis is maintained by a series of electromagnetic stabilizers located at every 10 levels of the tower. These stabilizers generate a countermagnetic field that dampens any low-frequency vibrations originating from deep within the Earth's tectonic plates. Technicians from CHAR 2 are currently replacing the superconducting magnets in the level 92 bay to ensure peak efficiency for the system. The manufacturing of these magnets involves cooling rare earth elements to near absolute zero in specialized cryogenic induction chambers for 3 weeks. In the structural core, we observe the application of a self-healing polymer resin that flows into microscopic cracks to prevent catastrophic failure. This resin is activated by pressure changes, ensuring that any structural compromise is mitigated automatically before it can be detected by sensors. The primary logistics elevators use a magnetic levitation system, allowing them to carry payloads of up to 50 tons at high speeds. Safety protocols dictate that these elevators are equipped with secondary mechanical brakes made of high-friction ceramic composites for emergency stopping power. At level 95, we find the chemical processing plant that neutralizes industrial runoff before it is pumped into the deep heat sinks. This plant uses a multi-stage ion exchange process to remove heavy metals and radioactive isotopes, ensuring environmental safety for the surrounding geology. The lighting system throughout the THP utilizes a full-spectrum LED grid that mimics the natural progression of sunlight to maintain personnel circadian rhythms. Automated controllers adjust the color temperature and intensity based on the time of day at the surface, despite being half a kilometer deep. In the structural lab, engineers are testing a new composite material made of graphene-reinforced concrete for the next phase of expansion. This material offers a strength-to-weight ratio 10 times greater than standard B100 concrete, allowing for even deeper excavations in the future. The inverted mega project is not just a bunker. It is a living laboratory for the future of human habitation in extreme environments. We are now entering the final verification phase. Every hydraulic line is pressurized to 150% of its operational limit. Technicians monitor the flow rates and pressure drops, ensuring that the entire dampening system behaves as a single, cohesive unit. The internal drone fleet is launched, conducting a millimeter by millimeter thermal scan of the 100-story vertical shaft's lining. Any thermal anomaly could indicate a hidden stress point or a void in the concrete that requires immediate structural injection. The primary airlocks undergo a final vacuum seal test, simulating a complete atmospheric loss on the surface above the granite mountain. Sensors confirm that the internal environment remains stable, maintaining life-sustaining conditions for the personnel deep within the Earth's crust. The redundant power systems are cycled, switching from the nuclear reactor to the battery arrays and back to ensure seamless transition. This cold start capability is the ultimate failsafe, allowing the command center to reboot even after a total power failure. Observe the massive external ventilation hoods, now being camouflaged with synthetic rock textures to match the surrounding mountain's geological profile. These hoods are designed to withstand direct thermal blasts, protecting the air intake systems from the heat of a tactical strike. Final logistics check. The automated guided vehicles complete their final supply run, filling the cryogenic vaults to their maximum capacity. The inverted mega project is now fully operational, a hidden titan of engineering that redefines the concept of national security and survival. The scale of this achievement is unprecedented, requiring the synthesis of mining technology, aerospace materials, and nuclear engineering on a gigascale. It stands as a silent sentinel, 100 stories of steel and concrete buried deep beneath the earth, waiting for a day we hope never comes.
Standing here on Mount Kestrel, the wind turbines behind me generate enough power for the entire regional grid, even in these extreme conditions.